And boom, we're live. A little bit of technical difficulties. I don't know why my camera has been, it's so weird. Like when I open up a new window, my camera takes time to refresh. So if I start up the stream right away, it almost doesn't let me log in. So like I have to restart and all this bullshit.
This
But
camera
we're here.
or your new camera?
This camera.
Oh.
My new camera is right here. I just haven't got it set up, but we are going to have some better quality soon, which is nice. Yeah, episode 81, UFC 270 Aftermath, January 27th. How's it going?
Good,
Hey,
bro.
okay.
Good bets. You know,
We had some pretty good bets.
You know, I went to the casino yesterday. Oh, I went today too, but I didn't look. But yesterday I went, and you can't even bet on the next card. You
Really?
Can't, yeah, it's not up there. I don't know why.
Huh. Can you
Maybe
bet on
because
like
it's
the
a
fight
old-
nights coming up?
You can bet on February 12th,
Yeah. No, February 12th is the pay-per-view.
but you can't bet on February 5th. Shakmat Rakhmonov.
Oh, really?
Can't bet on him.
Huh, I wonder if people hammered him.
I
Did you
wonder
have
if-
bets that already won? Did you... Like, I didn't have any bets that didn't win that don't have Rachmanov on them. I only have 3 tickets left.
You only have 3. I only have 1, but I cashed one already.
Yeah.
I cashed one out for $100.
So I had the pod bet, which if you didn't know, the pod bet was Francis Ngannou, Figueiredo Moreno over 3.5, Rachmanov, and Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov, that was
Dude, we're gonna get into all the fights and what happened. We really should have
hammered him.
You know what fight we really should have hammered? We had our backup pod bet of the guy fucking Barcelos lost to. It was like plus 500
Yeah.
and Nurmagomedov.
I can't believe he
that
lost.
we didn't. There was a couple upsets. The Trevin Giles lost too to the 22-year-old. That was pretty crazy. Omar
Yeah, that
Morales.
wasn't an upset.
Yeah, it was. Oh, you know
Nah.
what? They were even. But I think at
Yeah.
one point Giles was like plus 100, whatever. So.
Yeah, so the favorite one.
Yeah. But it was a pretty crazy pay-per-view. I mean, I really didn't get into it until the main card started because we were kind of just like fucking around at Mike's playing Pong and shit. But there was a bunch of good fights from not anybody of name substance. There was the guy, John Dana Alderama?
Yeah, I don't even really remember, dude. I just remember Ngannou fucking on his back, and then they were like, "Oh, is he gonna let him take him?" And then he laid flat on his back, and he just like
That
he was just,
reversal
like,
in the 5th round. Oh my god,
He was
we
just
all
like-
got so hyped.
But this is the 3rd round, I think. The first time he got taken down.
He didn't get taken down at all, I don't think.
Ngannou? Oh yeah.
Oh, he did in the 5th.
No, in the 3rd, he got taken down on his back, and they're like, "Oh, what's he gonna do?" And then he just freaking just rolls his arm over and just goes into almost full mount on him. Like he was like, "All right, I've had enough.
Yeah.
I've had enough." She's so strong.
And
like,
in the
if his
reversal,
ground game is, dude, John Jones can't do shit, dude. If his ground
I'm glad
game
you brought that up because we're going
is
to talk
so
about
much
that.
better than what it was, like, I don't even know, maybe 2 years ago, a year ago. It's so much better than it was.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's like letting people take him to the ground. You know, like before, like he got nervous. He didn't want it to go to the ground. Now he's kind of like, all right, well, I know I'm strong. I can just flip you over whenever the fuck I want.
What's really crazy about it is I guess we don't have anything to confirm this, but he talked about he tore his ACL and MCL right before the fight. And that's why he was wearing the knee pads.
Oh, well.
Which, by the way, I don't know if did you even know that?
No, I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
that.
tore his ACL and MCL, one in each leg, one in each fucking leg. That's why he had knee pads. Which I don't know if you caught that before the fight that he was wearing knee pads.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
as soon as
tweeted
we
it.
saw that, we were like, "Dude,
Knee
what is
socks?
this? Double socks?"
I'm like, knee
Yeah.
socks? I was like, what the
That was
frig
so
is
funny.
this?
And
I
then you look at the fact that Ngannou lost the first 2 rounds. He
Yeah.
lost the first 2 rounds.
Oh, yeah, no,
He's
he
getting
lost the first 2
outstruck.
rounds. And
then
even the 3rd round, he was kind of questionable until the end there when he flipped him over on his back and kind of dominated from there.
Well, the power slam was in the 3rd
The
round.
power slam was impressive.
And we had gone into this saying, if Cyril Gane can grapple, Gane's going to win this game. He's going to win the fight. And then Ngannou was just like, nope. You can have the
He's too
striking.
much stronger than he's so.
So the
he's too
one bet that
strong.
we had talked about that we were going to do, because if Ngannou was going to win, he was going to win under 2.5. That was the over-under that we actually didn't even... I think I took one parlay with that.
I think I took one too.
Yeah.
The under 2.5 Kay Henson lost. That kind of bummed me out.
I did not put anything on Kay
Yeah,
Henson.
you're lucky because I put 3 on her. If I didn't bet on her, I would have won everything.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only one I missed. In the under 2.5, but I only bet 1 on
I had mixed a bunch of football picks with it. Like I had the Titans on a couple parlays that I had to rip up. But all right, well let's get right in. Let's get into
my point to that was the under 2.5 in the Kay Henson fight hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't hit on that ticket anyway.
So let's get right into the actual fight, starting from the bottom. Omar Morales, UFC debut at 22 years old. He was 12-0. He knocks out TKOs Trevin Giles in the first round. This kid he could be a force in the...
Did he get a lucky punch in there?
Well, Giles was dominating the first 2 minutes, and then Morales really started. Like you could see, his patience was really paying off. He was throwing a bunch of hooks and uppercuts.
Yeah.
And then Giles kind of rushed into it and got caught with a hook.
Yeah.
And then Morales put him down.
Giles is kind of like an unexperienced.
He's really, he's more experienced than Morales is, though.
Yeah, but he's not really a tough opponent.
No, he's a mid-card guy that definitely is not as skilled as someone ranked. But the fact that Morales is 22 and he's putting up wins like that, knocking people out in the main card, I think that he's going to be pretty good in the welterweight division. I'm not saying he's going to be ranked anytime soon. He's going to need 2 or 3 more wins. But it's a name to look out for.
Yeah,
I keep saying Omar,
I'm not impressed.
I keep saying Omar Morales. It's Michael Morales.
I mean, I'm impressed that he knocked him out, but, like... I mean, shit, dude. It's MMA. Like, everyone gets knocked out. You know? On a guy that's that low ranked, he needs a 1-2 more opponents because
he definitely does. But
he's only 22 with Austin Hooper.
It's a really good start to him. Chase Hooper,
yeah. He's fucking. What's he?
Chase Hooper's lost
21?
his actual. No, he's like 23
he does the
Umanari
role.
He's like 23 now. He might be 22 actually. He's one of the youngest. It's like
he knocked
Morales, Kai Henson, and Chase Hooper are all right around.
Jorge Masvidal. It's like, why'd you knock out my dad?
Yeah.
Jeremy Stevens retired, or off the roster, pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Dunzo.
Mm-hmm.
Bet hardest hitting 145 pounder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so. Hardest hitting, probably. Best striker, nowhere near, but he had a bunch of knockouts on his resume, like Frankie Edgar back in the day.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I know him.
This guy.
He has one of the most viewed clips, and it's him getting bashed. It's absolutely ruined.
Next fight on the card was Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Cody Stamann, and this fight was barely a fight. This fight was like 50 seconds. Nurmagomedov got him in a Darce choke right the fuck away. I can't remember if Stamann went for a takedown or not, but he got him in a guillotine position, switched it to a Darce, and you could see the grip was ridiculous. As soon as he got him to the ground, Stamann tapped out. The fight was not even close. Nurmagomedov even threw a really nice spinning side kick right in the middle of it. I think after a spinning... All right, what?
No, continue. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm agreeing.
He had some spinning shit. He reminds me less of Khabib and more of Makhachev, honestly. Or a Zabit Magomedsharipov.
I'm hammering every fucking Russian. That Khabib, I know. There has to be a slam in there. I'm hammering them all because they're not gonna lose, bro. They're the best on the ground in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that core group. It's just they're 2 levels above everyone else.
Right. And you know it's
really
when
crazy? You're 2 levels above everyone else, you can do what you want.
You know what's even crazier about Nurmagomedov? So Cody Stamann going into this fight was 15th ranked in bantamweight division.
Yeah.
Saeed Nurmagomedov just made him look like a child.
And nothing. Like he made him
Nurmagomedov is not ranked.
He's top 10 ranked.
No.
Unofficially.
Sure. But in the UFC rankings, they didn't even put him in the rankings.
Yeah, can we agree that he's top 10?
In the bantamweight, that's tough. The bantamweight's so fucking deep. Bro. Let's look at the rankings real quick.
He's not gonna make it look as deep.
We only saw one fight from the guy.
Yeah, but
you can't base everything off one fight.
But you know that he was just training to do that in the first minute. Like, that's what he trained to do.
So, Song Yadong and Rafael Asuncao are both ranked. Sean O'Malley's 12.
He's kicking Dominic Cruz's ass, bro.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's hard to say, man. And
Yes,
listen, whether he
yes.
is or not, you can't just put him in the top 15 with one notable win. Or
Wallace
excuse
Willie.
me.
He could beat Wallace Willie.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
No, I'm totally disagreeing with you there. Wallace
well,
Willie
I'm gonna
is,
hammer Saeed Nurmagomedov on that one,
Wallace Willie is one of the best wrestlers in that division right now, and
that's why. Yeah, go ahead, continue.
I think Wallace Willie not only has had much better opponents that he's beaten, like Michael Moraes, like I can't remember the guy before Moraes, but he has 2 top 15 wins.
Pedro Munoz.
And no, I don't think it was Munoz.
Oh wait, just go
but
there. Oh, we're talking about two
Wallace
separate
Willie.
things.
But
Where's the ranking?
I think
Gonzo.
Jesus. I think that Saeed Nurmagomedov deserves to be like 13, 14 at least. And I think his next fight.
Agree to disagree.
I think his next
he's-
fight. Well, you love these Russians more than I do.
No, I don't love them. I just.
They're great. They're
look
fantastic.
look at what-
I'm not disagreeing with you, but
look at
he's
what
going to need to do something. It's ridiculous that he's not top 15. It's flat ridiculous. That was my point I was trying to make.
Yeah, like I think.
But
he
I
beats
don't think
Marlon
he
Vera.
should be 7 or 8.
You think Marlon Vera beats him? If they were to fight right in 2 weeks from now, 8-week full camp, who wins?
I think that's a really good fight.
I think Marlon Vera loses because I don't think he
I
can
don't
go
know.
on the ground.
I don't know.
Marlon Vera, he's only got kicks. He's fancy. He keeps his
No,
distance
Marlon Vera
away.
is really good jiu-jitsu.
We'll see about that. We will see about that.
I'm
They're-
not disagreeing with you that Nurmagomedov wouldn't be able to take out most of these guys on the ground. I'm just saying I need to see some more before I'm ready to put him in the fucking top 7.
Like I'd say Rob Font. Nah, I would question that because Rob Font he's got a long reach for that division.
Mhm.
He's got a long reach and he's got power, and he's patient.
I think that Nurmagomedov's fucking up Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I think he beats Marlon Vera, and Marlon Vera beats Sean O'Malley.
But either way, let's just take some solace in the fact that Nurmagomedov won us some money. That was a great pick.
Yeah, he did.
Dana White was not going to let Nurmagomedov lose.
No, he's not gonna let any of those guys lose because, dude, you could take the heavyweight champion of Khabib's, fucking UFC there,
Eagle FC.
and go against Nagano, and they both make money. Like they both come to a contract. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think that would ever happen.
The possibilities,
I don't think the UFC will ever promote another organization.
they technically are. They technically are. They're letting fighters go to him. They're letting him sign him. He talks about it.
Well, they're not letting him. They're just
He's not necessarily promoting it, but he's talking about it in front of people. Dana White. So like,
I don't think
I don't know.
for a UFC production they will ever. I mean, who knows? Maybe the ties that they have with Eagle FC could become better, especially with Dana White obviously wants Dagestanis and Russians to continue fighting in the UFC for the competition's sake. But at least right now, there's never been any cross promotion, and
with boxing. Conor McGregor.
between MMA organizations.
Oh yeah, but talking about boxing and MMA, I think it would be much harder between boxing and MMA. Between two MMA organizations, talking about boxing.
Oh no, I think it would
and
be
MMA.
easy.
Even though boxing and MMA already happened, I think that's much harder to come to agreement with than two MMA companies.
And that's not why I don't think Dana White is not promoting other organizations because it's difficult. I think he's not doing it because UFC is monopolizing broadcasted MMA shows, and I think that's the only way to keep doing that is to not advertise the UFC.
Doesn't give a fuck.
No, I think he gives a lot of fucks.
No, he doesn't give a fuck because he's at the end of the day he's still a billionaire. Like him going over to him doing that whole Conor McGregor thing, he's like, oh, it's never gonna happen, never gonna happen. And it ended up fucking happening.
What?
The McGregor Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. He's like, never ever will there be a deal in boxing ever.
Oh, did he say that? I don't remember that. I don't.
Well, everyone was saying it. Everybody. That would never happen.
If Dana did say that, that would be.
The reason why I'm bringing this up is Ngannou and Fury, because Ngannou has two. He's been training boxing.
Right. I think that is a next logical step. I think we do see that, but I don't think we see it until Ngannou's not under contract. And we're gonna get to that in a minute, but we got to talk about Ngannou's contract when we get to that fight. So the next fight, can't do that. The next fight.
There's nothing there.
Okay.
It's a pen. What do you mean?
Is Michel Pereira versus Andre Fialho.
Yeah.
That was actually way better of a fight than I thought it was going to be.
Mm.
Fialho, like, was the aggressor of the two. Pereira was throwing his fucking cartwheels the whole time. We had a mini side bet of how many front flips we were going to see from Pereira, and the overhit over 2.5.
Yeah. There's a lot of flying knees, dude. He had like 10 to 20 flying knees. I lost count.
Pereira ended up winning by decision, I believe.
It's exciting to watch.
Pereira is honestly on the cusp of being ranked in the welterweight division as well. I thought that he really, like, Fialho's not a great fighter. He's a great fighter, but he's not a top 15, top 20 guy. So I don't know if he would make the cut after that win, and no, he didn't. But welterweight is one of the divisions that's really hard to get into the fucking top 15 anyway. But I think Pereira's showing that he's on a 4-fight win streak now. I think he's going to get up there soon, and he's also wicked entertaining with his style.
Mm.
There's not much else to say really about this fight. It wasn't the biggest draw on the card, and it really wasn't an amazing fight, but it was a good fight to show that Pereira is a pretty good fucking welterweight in the rankings.
Yeah, he definitely has no patience.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I have to say about that. Like, he has no patience. Like, when you get someone that's patient and has a lot of power, you think he will meet his match. I don't think he's top 3 worthy. Top 2.
All right. For Figueiredo-Moreno trilogy fight, Moreno came in looking hyped as a motherfucker. Figueiredo came in with Henry Cejudo looking relaxed as
Oh
shit.
my god, dude. Cringe.
What do you take from this fight?
That, there needs to be another one.
I agree. Figueiredo ended up winning by decision.
He won, but he didn't finish him. He didn't finish him like Moreno finished him. He won the fight.
And then Figueiredo called for a 4th fight in Mexico.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I don't know if that's smart.
I don't know why he wouldn't call for it in Brazil.
No.
Figueiredo's from Brazil.
Yeah, I know. If you think about it, it's like not that far.
A Mexico card would go ballistic, though. It would be ridiculous.
I don't know if they're ready for that.
I don't know either, but like...
Especially if he loses. I don't want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Moreno loses. I thought... What do you think that Figueiredo won the fight, though?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people saying that Moreno should have won. I agree with you.
He won the fight, fair.
Mike, Colby, and Mark all said that Moreno should have won on points. Me and Dylan had Figueiredo.
Yeah, well, they probably would have. They probably bet.
It was a super close fight. It was very close.
Yeah, but Figueiredo knocked him on his ass
3 times.
Was it 3?
I think it was 3 times.
All right, I only saw twice, but
I'm pretty sure it was once
one
in
of them
the
was
3rd round and twice in the 5th round.
Towards the end of the round, like the bell rang like 5 seconds after he knocked him out, and the fight would have ended right there if there was 15 seconds left. So yeah,
I mean, Moreno had the advantage in significant strikes, total strikes, and takedowns.
And Figueiredo, takedowns, and he did better on the ground than Moreno.
No, I'm saying Moreno had the advantage in those.
Oh no, I think Figueiredo did better on the ground than he did in his previous fight.
I agree.
Defensive wise,
I want to say it might not have been takedowns, but Moreno did have way more strikes landed, and he did have something else of an advantage. But when you get knocked down 3 times in 3 separate rounds, you're probably gonna lose those fucking rounds, and that's how you lose on decision, is you lose rounds.
Yeah. I mean, that 3rd round was close. Like, if he didn't drop him, then I think Moreno might have squeaked it out. But
yeah,
him, that last minute of that round, he won it. Mm-hmm. He won that round, and even in the 5th round, it was Moreno could have won that fight in the 5th round. Like, if he not dominated, but if he did more than what he did, you know, I think the fight could have swung either way in the 5th round, and ended up being Figueiredo dropped him, and
Figueiredo landed a clean overhand right.
Yeah, and he wasn't maybe as tired. I don't know, dude. It's tough to tell with those small guys because they're all in great shape.
Mm-hmm.
They can go 10 rounds.
They really could.
It's especially they fight with a lot of heart.
It's even crazier with Figueiredo because Figueiredo weighs in at 125. He literally walks around at 160. Literally walks around at 160.
He looks, he did. I'm glad you said something. He did look skinnier this time. Like, he didn't look as big as he did in the 2nd fight. So maybe that's why he fought a little better. I don't know if he like changes. I don't really know. I'm just
Right.
making up. This is a crazy
No,
guess.
you're totally right. And
But
I mean, it's part of switching camps. He trains now
He
in
looked-
Arizona with Henry Cejudo's
He
camp.
looked like 150. I was at 150, 155.
That would be so crazy. I don't know if he was that heavy. He was
I would
definitely
say
up
150.
there, though. He's
I
definitely
wouldn't.
up there.
I wouldn't say 160.
No, I mean walking around. Like 2 months ago, he was 160.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
before camp.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
Yeah, no.
I would say he was probably
know-
140.
They said when he walked up on the scale, he could barely stand on it.
Yeah.
Like he
Well, that's
almost
normally
like,
happens for flyweights, honestly. It's not only because
Well-
you're losing that much weight, but you're losing so much of your body
it
percentage.
don't happen that often. It don't happen. It don't happen
It doesn't.
as often.
No, it doesn't happen that often. No, but it does
No,
happen.
especially not. Well,
You ever
yeah.
seen T.J. Dillashaw do it? T.J. Dillashaw is one of the
Oh,
worst
yeah.
stories ever.
Look at Conor McGregor, dude, when he weighed in.
T.J. was Connor when
Well,
he
no,
was in
it's not
featherweight.
flyweight. It's
When he
featherweight,
was in
but
featherweight,
the guy looked like a fucking crackhead.
Right.
Like his eyes were black, sucked in.
Mhm.
Like
T.J.
Yeah.
Dillashaw has the record for losing the most body percentage. He weighed in 2 months before his camp at like 173, and he made weight at 135, and that's literally losing like 30% of your body weight.
yeah.
That's scary.
He's also doing EOPs and
EPOs.
EPOs
Yeah.
and all this
The
other shit.
CEO
That's
of EPO.
like he's also like probably doing other stuff like hydrating his body, like flushing himself out.
Yeah,
or-
you can't do you can't do IVs anymore. That was a big thing. That's why people
Well-
like Jorge Masvidal went up a weight class, and a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
main event.
What do you hang on? What
Okay.
do you think, IVs?
I don't know enough about the subject to really make an opinion on it either way.
What do you think that he should? Do you think that they should be able to use them or not? Because it hydrates them. It hydrates them so they can cut more weight.
Right. Yeah.
So do you think that they should be allowed to?
I really don't know. Like, I don't have that answer. I don't know enough about the subject. There's a lot of shit that you still can do in the UFC for different kind of weight losing measures. And if IVs are one of the things that you can't do anymore, whether it be for a strategic advantage or whether it be for UFC's really trying to like this is fucking bad for you. Like we got to stop this, or someone's
I
gonna
think
fucking
just like
die.
medical reasons.
Right. Whether it be one or the other, I don't know. But who am I to say either way? Why do you have an opinion on it?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Do you
I think
do you
they should be able to use
allowed?
them. Yeah, because I think it helps. I wouldn't want to suffer. You know what I mean? What the fuck's it matter?
I think there should be a limit as to how much weight you can drop before a fight. You got guys like Paulo Costa that walk around 50 pounds overweight and they make weight at middleweight, and that's why they're fucking up all these middleweights because they're coming into the cage at 200 against a guy that's 190. Well, before those, like he was fucking up. You know, he had a fight with Yoel Romero who was doing the exact same shit, and it was an even fight. But before that, he was beating the shit out of everybody because he's 215 fighting on 190 guy. You know what I mean? And I get that that's part of the system and that's part of the training and all that, but I think that is something that, while I don't think the UFC particularly...
So you don't think that you should have IVs?
That's the thing. I don't know enough about them. Like, yes
or no?
I don't
Yes
know.
or no?
No, I can't say yes or no because I don't know. Really. I don't know.
No, well, yeah, I get it, yeah. I mean, it's just, do you think that they should be hydrated when they cut weight?
I think everybody should be hydrated, sure.
Okay, then you think that they should have IVs?
I
'Cause
don't
it
know
hydrates
the
you
other,
after you cut
I don't
weight.
know the other
No, because
factors
it's just
about IVs.
No, it's just so like it allows you to cut more weight, so like it hydrates your body. That's what an IV is. That's why they give
If it
at the
allows you to
hospital.
cut more weight, then no,
It
I
gives
don't
you
think there
water.
should be
It gives you
IVs.
water. Like straight water into your system.
If it allows you to cut more weight, then no, I don't think there should be IVs. Because I think cutting weight is, while
Not even
strategic,
cutting more weight, just like helping you cut weight.
yeah, then I would say no.
Hmm.
But that's just me for the fact that I think
Yeah.
that cutting a lot of weight's dangerous.
Well, that would make it undangerous.
No, because you're still cutting weight.
Okay. Never mind.
All right. Main event. Ngannou gone. Not the only fight that mattered because Figueiredo Moreno did matter. But this was the fucking show. Like, there was supposed to be so many other fights on this card that didn't happen, but this fight actually got to stay. Fight of the year?
No.
Dude, that was a crazy fucking fight.
You thought that was fight of the year?
Well, I mean, we have 11 and a half months to go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No.
I think it's an early
Fight of the year.
contender, yeah. I think that was a ridiculous fight, dude. That was so crazy. So, if I were to say these two things to you. One, Ngannou would have the stamina to go 5 rounds. You'd be like, not impossible, but probably not. And two, Ngannou would out-grapple Gon. You'd be like, no, that's not going to fucking happen. And both things happened. Gon kind of looked a little bit like a fraud because for the most well-rounded
He won the
heavyweight,
first 2 rounds.
for the most well-rounded heavyweight that's supposed to be in the division, he really couldn't grapple. At least he couldn't grapple at the level of Ngannou, who showed that his grappling is elite now, which I didn't fucking know. I mean, you said it earlier. A huge factor is that Ngannou is just the strongest guy in the UFC. And that's so fucking big. I think if Ngannou was a little healthier, he would have had a better shot standing. I think that he looked tired in rounds 2 and 3, but then looked better in rounds 4 and 5. I was just blown away by Ngannou's performance. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know if we're ever going to see him fight again in the UFC. But God, I hope so. Because that was fucking impressive. And I hope Ngannou fights John Jones. Because that will make John Jones winning even sweeter.
Yeah, you sure hope so.
I still think John Jones beats Ngannou. Just saying.
John Jones ain't never fighting again, dude. The only fights he's getting in is with his wife.
Yeah, right. What do you got to say about the main event?
Was it a good fight? Yeah. Did it? I think everything that happened, we said the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The only thing about this
Is
fight
Gon a
right
phony, a fraud? No, because he did take Ngannou to the ground, which Ngannou has almost never been taken to the ground. Ngannou is just so much stronger than him that he can just flip him over whenever the fuck he feels like it. Like, it don't matter. The guy fucking cuts weight to make weight in heavyweight. Like, he was walking around in there at 270, 275. He cut weight to 257. How the fuck are you gonna beat that? The guy's slim. Guy has muscle on muscle, and he's cutting weight. And it's not even him cutting weight. He's not eating for like 4 days.
No shit.
The guy is just a fucking tank.
It's
Gon.
the most genetic freak we've ever seen in the UFC.
If you told me that Gon was gonna go in and win the first 2 rounds, I would have laughed in your face.
Right.
So yeah, he's not a phony or a fraud. He did way better than Miocic. Way better than him.
Sure. Yep.
So, yeah.
At least the second time.
Yeah. That's my opinion. I think Ngannou should have won, yeah. But Gon really did. He should have. Dude, he was kicking too much. He kicked his calf like 40 times. Like, just like, not even like, just like soft kicks. Like,
I think Gon had an amazing game plan in the first 2 rounds. Stay the fuck away from Ngannou.
Yeah, make him miss.
Use his... Ngannou had the reach advantage. But
Yeah.
you would never have known that from watching the first 2 rounds. By the way, that Ngannou was able to keep, like you said, the kicks going. He was able to hit him with a jab or 2 and then back the fuck out. Which obviously is your game plan against Ngannou. Anytime he starts throwing, run the fuck away.
Yeah,
Like, that's obviously what you're going to do. And he did it really well in the first 2 rounds.
You can't beat a guy throwing 1-2 jabs here and there. Like, you gotta
Well,
take
that's the
Well,
thing.
that's the thing. Like, he tried to take him to the ground and he couldn't, and then Ngannou took over the game.
And Gon was also, you could tell, he was looking to win that fight by decision. He really, like, I'm sure if the opportunity arose, he's going to take the chance to knock him out. But you could tell he was trying to hit him, get points, back out, try to win points, try to gas him out. And you could see that he's at least comfortable with a game plan that would lead to a decision victory.
Ngannou looked gassed after the first round, dude.
Right. He really did.
Way more gassed than Gon.
Yeah.
Way more.
I don't think Gon ever really looked gassed.
At the end of the second round, I was like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Like, there is no way
Yeah.
that this guy is going to be able to keep up with him. Then he slammed him. I don't know if he flipped him. I don't know if he got taken on the ground before he slammed him, but I'm not sure. But that's when I was like, okay, well, God knows that he's fucked now because he can't take him to the ground. That was his whole game plan.
Right.
Tire him out in the first 2 rounds, try and take him to the ground. Succeeded, didn't succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you know? Well, look what happened. Ngannou, they have really similar names if you think about it. Ngannou, really impressive in the clinch using his knees. He had some really good knees. I don't know if you were watching.
No, he had, and it led to a fucking double leg.
That double leg was filthy because Gon's struggling, trying to catch his breath, and then you had this 270-pound giant on top of your chest, and you can't fucking breathe now. So then when you finally get him off you and you stand up again, he's way more rested than you are.
Right.
And he's got way more. But yeah, Ngannou flipped it around, man.
And not only did he go get the double leg, but as soon as he did, he opened himself up for a Kimura. And Gon really almost had a Kimura on him. And Ngannou stayed patient and
didn't even panic. Didn't even panic.
Right.
Dude. Didn't panic at all. He knew that he had the strength to just be like, okay, I'm done. It's like I'm making this like King Kong, when you just flick anything, like he's in New York City, just flicks a car. That's what he was doing. He's like, okay, I'm done with you. Get the fuck out of here.
Ngannou is super impressive. I think that he's going to be out a considerable amount of time for his legs to heal.
He ain't fighting for at least 6 months.
The contract negotiation
minimum
that I have seen is that if he were to win the fight with Gon, which he did, he would have a full calendar year till January 22nd of next year, 3 fights, or until he loses his belt, and then he's no longer under contract for the UFC. So the most likely of those to happen is a full calendar year, because he's not going to fight 3 times.
3 fights, or is it 2 fights?
Either way, I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it's 2 fights.
He's only fought once a year. For him to fight 2 more times this year would be crazy.
The 3rd fight was the fight that he just did, and he has 2 fights left after this. But if he lost, he has 0.
That was his last fight.
That was his last. All right, so he has two fights.
Right. Left. That makes sense. But either way, he's not going to fight 2 more times in 1 year.
No.
So
minimum
basically,
6 months.
He has till January 22nd.
Or he relinquishes. Well, Dana White can just take his belt.
I don't know about that.
Well, if he doesn't fight in a year, but then...
Well, if he doesn't fight in a year, he's off the roster.
Then, if he takes his belt, he doesn't have a contract anymore.
Right,
he's not the champion.
Yeah.
So
this
Dana White can just make another belt.
Why, man, I don't know, dude. Why are you really going to do that? Are you really going to rob UFC fans of the best heavyweight in the world?
Slowly roll. Not the best heavyweight in the world. Not even close. The guy's 1 title defense. Not the best heavyweight.
As of right now, name me a better one.
Stipe Miocic, Tyson Fury. There's a lot of heavyweights.
Look, okay, MMA, first of all. Tyson Fury is going to knock his ass out if they ever go in a boxing match.
Yeah, but they're talking about...
After watching that wrestling display, if it's an MMA fight, Francis Ngannou's mopping the floor with Tyson Fury.
They're talking about...
As it would be with any cross promotional. The boxer's going to win in boxing.
Me. What were we talking about?
Ngannou being the best heavyweight in the world.
Oh, if he fights Tyson Fury, they're not using boxing gloves. They're using MMA gloves. Now that is a big fucking difference. Big difference.
Are you talking about in a boxing fight or an MMA fight?
In a boxing fight.
I don't care if
that's what
go
Fury
bare
said.
knuckle. Tyson Fury's winning in a boxing match.
Without boxing gloves?
Yeah. I don't care. They can use cinder blocks, or they can use pillows, or they can use...
It definitely helps Ngannou more than it helps Fury.
Sure. I think Tyson Fury, not only is he 6'9", but his head movement is the best we've ever seen from a heavyweight since Muhammad Ali.
No, maybe it was Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson was never really a head movement guy, though. He had great head movement. That's not... I'm not saying that.
Come on.
Tyson Fury has better head movement than Mike Tyson.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, Francis Ngannou is, as of right now, at least for the UFC...
Well, he is the champion.
Right. And he's the best in the world. You got Stipe.
He is the champion.
You got John Jones. John Jones isn't even really on the roster right now.
John Jones hasn't even fought in the heavyweight
Right.
division.
That's what I said. He's really not even on the roster. So if you're Dana White, I get from the business point what you're trying to do, and you don't want to give him these millions of dollars for what it'll trickle down in the future. But Francis Ngannou's your guy. Like, that's your fucking guy. I get he doesn't sell all that. I get he doesn't sell as much as Conor or as much as Adesanya. But he's the fucking heavyweight champ. He's the baddest man on the planet.
He might match fucking Kamaru Usman. And Kamaru Usman's the best fighter. He's the best pound for pound.
So
who does better in pay-per-views, Kamaru Usman or Ngannou, you think?
I
would
know.
Probably pretty fucking even. And you're talking about heavyweight division. Heavyweight division sells.
I think Usman is also helped by the fact that he has these great characters that he's main eventing with. You know what I mean? Like, if Ngannou were to main event with Stipe again or John Jones, he's going to do better than when he fights Cyril Gane.
Yeah, but you're never... A heavyweight champion... Does a heavyweight champion ever co-main? Does he ever co-main? Usually the heavyweight's the main event. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's not in a written rule, but the heavyweight usually is the main event. So would you do? Maybe him and Kamaru Usman should be on a card together. That would be really fucking good.
Yeah, and they're training partners, so I'm sure they'd be open to it.
But is that a draw?
Yeah.
Is that a draw? Like a bigger draw? Like, are you gonna get way more fighters to watch that because Kamaru Usman's on the card with Ngannou? Probably not. Significant.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I think it would be better business-wise for them to main
split
event
them up
separate.
Yeah, because they're going to get the same numbers.
Now you're going to get 800,000 plus for two pay-per-views rather than 1 million for one.
Yeah, you get like maybe 1.2.
Yeah.
1.4, you know? But, yeah, what I'm saying is...
Well, another part of that is the UFC...
He's not the best heavyweight.
Needs to start marketing Ngannou better. And I think this is the straw.
He could market himself?
And he could market himself, but the UFC...
The UFC never marketed Conor McGregor. Well, Conor McGregor was 1 in a million. No, they didn't market him. Dude, the guy fucking talks shit, dude. That accent.
Did you just say the UFC didn't market Conor McGregor?
They don't need to market him. Conor McGregor markets himself. That's why he has a fucking proper 12 brand. Okay. That he markets himself, and he's made way more money than he ever would have made in UFC.
Okay.
Just off that proper 12 brand.
Do you think the UFC has no obligation to market their champions?
No, they clearly not. They don't do it with Ngannou.
Oh man. I totally hear what you're saying, and that the UFC is a business.
Go ahead. No.
The UFC is the business that you need to self promote.
Yeah.
But
it allows you to.
I don't understand, like, if the UFC, which is a bigger platform than anybody who's not named Conor McGregor has ever fought in the UFC, if they would get the ball rolling, that's going to make for bigger stars that'll self-promote, and then the snowball will keep going.
Yeah, like,
worked for Adesanya. It fucking really worked for Adesanya. The UFC made Adesanya a star, and then he blossomed into his own, and now he's a fucking sell anytime he goes.
But he markets himself.
Right, but that started because the UFC marketed him.
Bingo.
That's what they got to do with Ngannou. No, that's what they have to do with Ngannou.
No, that's what I've been saying to you this whole time. This whole time. Ngannou has to take it. No, Ngannou has to take this into his own hands and market himself to make him more money.
That's not what I just said, though.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, I said the UFC marketed Adesanya, which got him to a level. Well, this is what I just said. The UFC marketed Adesanya to a level that now people are really starting to look at him, and then he marketed himself and made himself huge. So if the UFC would market Ngannou a little bit to get him here, then he has the opportunity to make himself big.
They do market him. If to that extent, like they do the Adesanya, then they do.
Dude, didn't see... Dude, there was no commercials for UFC Tuesday. There was some ESPN advertisement on their own platforms that ESPN always does for UFC, but there was no commercials for it. You don't see...
Hey, you barely saw commercials for Conor McGregor's fight coming. We didn't see any, did we? Remember, we even talked about that. Like, we didn't see any commercials for Conor McGregor's fight coming up. We're surprised. So maybe it's just what the UFC's doing now. They're not marketing as much. They don't do the press conferences like they used to.
Right.
When they all talk.
Right.
Shit changes. But Ngannou needs to get a better marketing team. like Dana White said, I think, maybe a better agent, because he could be doing what McGregor did. He could be starting his own, like, fucking,
Empire.
his own, like, beer, or, I don't know, whatever the fuck he wants to do.
Right.
Cologne.
Right. So do you think
he's a well-figured, he's a figure, he stands out. Like, you
Let
know,
me
like,
ask you
that's
this.
Ngannou. That's him walking down the street. Like, that, he's a figure in himself. It's like,
at what point does your
what's that guy's
skill
name?
at what point does your skill and your record not matter when your personality is not as loud?
McGregor's the perfect, not...
When your personality's not loud, like Ngannou, who is, I don't know him, but he seems
he's
like
very
a humble guy.
soft-spoken. Oh, yeah.
Right. At what point does your 5-fight win streak, best knockout, one of the best knockout artists, hardest punch in the UFC, champion with the title defense, at what point does that not matter when you don't sell pay-per-views?
Yo, you should start a YouTube channel, bro. You should... Yo, hit me up. NFTs...
I'm sure he knows all this. You know, it's not like he's...
I don't know if he does, because he ain't doing it. He can make a lot of money, bro. A lot of money. Yo, Chuck Liddell, Ty Tuvasa, buying NFTs. You know?
All right,
like,
we're getting off topic.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's so much he could do that he's just bitching about. Like, bro, stop bitching and...
It's the
You know,
only
market
sport.
yourself.
It's the only sport in the world where your stats from that sport and accolades and accomplishments are not the driving factor of your pay.
Yeah, but...
It's the only sport in the world, and that's because of the organization they fight for, the UFC.
Yeah, but I always wondered this too. Like, what if backdoor, they're thinking, like, the only time you really hear Ngannou's name is when they're fucking complaining about him getting paid, how much money he's getting paid. What if they're just doing that? That's how they market him. Because it literally goes mainstream whenever Dana White talks about it.
Right.
So, like, what if that's what they're doing? Like, they're just like, fuck it, yes, say it. Gives them more publicity, more marketing.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that markets him right there, just from him saying that. Just not fuck him, you know, not putting the belt around him. Makes it more drama. Ngannou saying it's disrespectful. Dude, who gives a fuck who puts the belt around you? Who cares? You know.
I think that was a bitch move by Dana not to do it.
It got people's attention and it got people talking about it. It's smart.
So at what point?
It's
so
smart.
we've basically said the integrity of MMA and the UFC is not as important as the money.
They let the news do the marketing for them.
We've gone over that line.
Yeah. Okay. If you want to make that assumption.
And that is difficult for me to swallow. I get it, and I see it, and that's their business. And maybe that's just me being too much of a homer for the old school days, whatever. And it's more modernizing, and that's where we're going, and I need to accept that. But that's my biggest thing. Like, integrity of UFC, best fighter gets best pay, and this and that, and work hard to make the most money is... It's still there because you got to work hard to build your own brand like Conor did, and that's totally another part of the sport.
Yeah.
That Ngannou and maybe to an extent Usman haven't really done, and Volkanovski and these other guys. But, like, you know, Steph Curry wins an MVP, gets paid $40 million a year.
Yeah.
Ngannou is the best heavyweight on the planet, gets a title defense, and they're going to cut him.
Different sport.
Right, exactly.
Totally different.
Totally different sport.
Totally different... or association, union, everything.
There's no union for the UFC either.
It's totally, dude. Steph Curry. Steph Curry. That's what you're going to use for your example?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Talking about a guy that's literally a $500 million contract. Like, you made Golden State what they are. Like, Ngannou's not making anything.
It's a stretch, but at one point he was the best in the league, and right now Ngannou's the best in his league, and one guy gets paid millions and millions and millions, and the other guy's about to get cut. I get that it is totally different playing fields, and it's different. Okay, that's fine.
I totally. I'm listening.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
So. It's like baseball, though. Like, you can say the same. Why is baseball? I know we're getting way off topic now, but like baseball contracts, like Pat Mahomes, like he could have went and played baseball, could have got the risk to go double A, triple A, or whatever the fuck he was going to, all guaranteed money when you get that pro baseball contract.
Mm-hmm.
Football, it's not. You don't play that week, you don't get paid.
Right.
You know, so it's like, should that be? Should football, like, if you don't play, should you still get paid? Like, you know,
I think that is going into a completely different direction.
Not as far as a stretch as comparing Nagano to Steph Curry. There's problems with money in every sport. You're never gonna get that perfect fine line, like, ever. You never, like, you give something to one guy, they're gonna complain about another guy. They're like, okay, why isn't Jorge Masvidal getting paid as much as fucking Wonder Boy? You know, like, they can keep nitpicking all the way down to the prelims.
How about the fact that, like, Jorge gets paid more than Ngannou?
Yeah, he's a bigger draw.
Is he a better fighter?
No, but he's a bigger draw.
That's what I have the problem with. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. I totally get what you're saying. I'm just saying that's where I can't fucking see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
I don't know.
The reason for it
really
is
that hard to
because
see.
the UFC relies on fighters to build their promotion so that UFC can get bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
The UFC's cheap
Jorge
because
Masvidal,
they can be.
Nagano, like, I still think Nagano, like, I think he gets more pay-per-view buys, I hope. But the gap, like, Jorge Masvidal, Nagano, like, the gap.
The gap's pretty close.
It's close, but the gap, you're thinking of, like, popularity-wise, like, what they should be, like...
Yeah.
You think Nagano should be way up here. And Jorge Masvidal should be way down here, but in all reality...
I don't think Masvidal should be way down there.
No, but in all reality, they're right here. Like, they're
Yeah.
totter.
Yeah.
Like, how can you pay a guy more money that's the same as a guy that's
Because
flip-flopping divisions?
Because he's champ.
Fights way more. Fights whoever is brought to him, basically.
I think Masvidal and Ngannou fight about the same. I think Masvidal's fought 3 times in the last 3 years, and so has Ngannou.
No, he's fought Kamaru Usman twice.
In the last 2 years.
Fought him twice in a year. And then he fought, yeah. Masvidal's
How long ago was Ben
4
Askren?
times. 2 years ago.
Was that only 2 years ago?
2019? We're in 2022, but it started 2022.
So he's fought a little bit more than Ngannou. But I see your point.
No, I'm not arguing about who's
Right.
fought more. I really don't give a shit about who's fought more or who's fought less. Like, you're making my point even more. They fought the same amount, and Jorge Masvidal is just as big of a draw as Ngannou is.
And I think that is crap. But
people
it's
like,
what it is. But it's what it is.
Yeah, people like Jorge more than they like Ngannou, though.
Yeah.
Who do you like more? Unbiased.
To watch a fight? Like, who would I rather, or who do I
Well, it
go to their
depends on-
Twitter
it-
profile more?
No, like, who... It depends who they're facing, too.
Like
Jorge
if
Kobe,
UFC 273 main event. That's in March. That's going to happen.
it's a main event. So we'll see who... Well, all right. This pay-per-view buy and that pay-per-view buy. And we'll compare it.
Can I look and see how much pay-per-view buys?
I wanted you to do that.
How many do you think it had before I look? I think it had
870.
850,000.
All right, I was going to say 850, 875,000.
Okay.
1.6 million. Oh,
No,
wait, no,
this is
that's
two-
Poirier.
this- yeah.
McGregor. Hey, that's not as much as I thought. Cyril Gane.
5.3 million was the gate. That's pretty damn
Cyril
good.
Gane isn't a draw either, dude.
No, exactly. Then the heavyweight division is not full of draws. Derek Lewis is like one of the biggest draws, and Derek Lewis, you know what I mean? And that's why he's
No, I do know what you mean. I know what you mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna...
I don't know if the number
$1
has
million
come out
threshold?
yet.
He usually says it right in the press conference. Right in the beginning. Maybe you can figure it out after.
This is just payouts.
Let me see if Siri.
Does it make sense to you that Cyril Gane made 50,000 less than Ngannou for that fight? I don't know if that number's accurate.
What is it?
But that's what it just said.
Huh?
Cyril Gane made $500,000 less than Ngannou. Total.
100,000.
Huh?
The Cyril Gane only made 100,000.
No, that's 600,000. Ngannou made 1.2 mil. 600,000 for your contract, 600,000 for the win.
Yeah, I wonder how much he made with sponsors.
I don't see anything about pay-per-view guys. This is the last thing I'm going to look at.
How
by the
many
way.
pay-per-view buys did the UFC 270 have? Mayweather Pacquiao 4.6 million.
Mm-hmm. That's still number one.
That is so many. That is a lot.
Dude, I think it did a lot less than we think. I think Dana White probably made it look like it was less to try to fucking squander it.
Oh
I'm
my
just kidding.
god.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
These guys. Hey, K. Anton, 17K.
All right,
I don't even know why this is.
we'll put the answer on our Twitter because it's going to take us a little bit to find this. They made $5.3 million at the gate, which is pretty good, I think. I'm pretty sure that's pretty damn good. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was like what did 251 get? 251. It doesn't even have the gate, which is dumb. Yeah, so we'll put it on our Twitter for everybody following us there. We're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. MMA Complete Podcast, episode 81.
We're going to find it.
We're going to find it soon. We got to. Everybody tune in next week. We are going to be going over the Shavkat Rakhmonov fight for the last bet of our parlays. Hopefully win some money. Go check out our Twitter, @complete_MMA. Go follow us on our Facebook and our YouTube page. Or go follow Fans Only Sports on their Facebook and YouTube page and their Twitter. Don't have much to say. UFC 271 is coming live February 12th. That's Adesanya versus Whitaker. We're going to be doing another live stream for that, so make sure you check that out. And hope everybody won some bets.
Yeah.
Because we're about it.
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yes, sir.
Brunson, Lewis. We'll talk about this next week.
Adesanya.
Whitaker, Hasparat.
Yep. Haqparast.
Yeah.
Nasrat, Haqparast. I think that's one of those names that I...
Yeah. But he's, can I say numbers or no?
Yeah. He's fighting Bobby Green. I think he's...
Bobby Green,
plus 145?
Plus 145, and Brunson at plus 160.
Yeah, I like Brunson at plus 160.
That two... Damn, we could keep going.
Yeah, no.
This next week, talk about February 5th and the 12th.
All right, so make sure you tune in so we can talk about that, get our bets out
of the
way.
A lot of parlays.
Pod bet coming in for UFC 271 as well soon, so make sure you check us out, and we will be tweeting about the pay-per-view buys.
Are we going to, last thing, I know we keep saying that, February 5th, are we going to put Shavkat Rakhmonov on?
The pod bet for 271? Yeah, we might as well, right?
Put them on both, you know.
If you want to know the answer, tune in next week to find out.